Hi everybody, I hope everybody is doing well. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. It's just my opinion, and sometimes I swear. So I haven't made a video in a while. I've been busy with life. Today I'm doing a prediction of 2026 of the United States and other countries, and other things are going to be happening in 2026 and the protection. So today I'm going to be talking about different things. I might make it part two of predictions and see what happens. Like I say that it might. This is entertainment purposes, because you never know what can happen. So let's get started. Today I'm going to do prediction. I'm going to are we going to have bad? Are we still going to have the weather? I'll start with the weather. Are we still going to have a lot of hurricanes? Are we going to have more hurricanes in 2026? I'll look that up. We're going to have bad weather, more hurricanes, forest fires. Please tell me. Are we going to have more forest fires, hurricanes, snowstorms? Are we going to do more of that? Please tell me. We're going to have more storms. Please tell me. I'll do 4. We're going to have more storms. Are we having more storms? Well, they're gonna be burnt out. The storms are gonna come. Snow. We're gonna have people. It's gonna be people. The weather is gonna burn people out and get upset because of the fires, forest fires. They're gonna. Forest fires are gonna come out and they're gonna be burnt out, and it's gonna be very stressful for people having to deal with forest fires. With lack of water, not enough water for because it's going to be dry in California or Utah. So yeah, and there's going to be people are going to be restless, thinking, "Oh God, this is going to continue. The forest fires are going to continue, and the hurricanes will continue, and there's going to be judgment. Like there's not going to be enough water for the hurricanes." And they're gonna try to forgive and forget, the weather, because when there's flooding and hurricanes, some people say it's the day of reckoning, because you don't know what's gonna happen, and when there's hurricanes and the weather's bad, this can affect people, long-term view. It would be hard work, when things get destroyed, like if there's a hurricane, snowstorms or something, it can leave havoc on where people live, and long term it can be hard working, keeping up, fixing things when things go havoc, like if there's problems with snowstorms that can do havoc on people's homes and fixing it. This person's waiting for things to get better. The long-term, investment money and stuff like that. When there's problems because of hurricanes or snowstorms, there's going to be money problems because, things are going to be expensive when things get, and also create a block. There will be a block when there's hurricanes, snowstorms, because sometimes you lose, there isn't enough money for snow equipment, and people get frustrated when there's a snowstorm and hurricanes, or they get frustrated. They don't want to deal with it because they're going to be stuck at home. The power's going to go out. You have to use candles and light. There's, people can be very selfish. Like, they'll end up having, like, needing the Red Cross, FEMA helping out. People can be very selfish, like, come and help us, help us. There's a natural disaster, help us. People can be, and people can be overwhelmed when there's a snowstorm or in a hurricane, snowstorm, hurricane, blizzards, or, like, you know, when the power goes out, people can be overwhelmed, feel overwhelmed with when snowstorms and hurricanes and flooding, that they're stuck living the way, at their house, they might be stuck living in their house. So there's going to be problems with hurricanes and tornadoes and snowstorms. There are. Okay, which kind of sucks, having snowstorms and hurricanes. There's gonna be snowstorms and hurricanes. What else I'm gonna ask in 2026? Oh, food prices. Food prices, are they gonna still go, high? Please tell me, are food prices still gonna go high? Like steak, meat, beef, pork, pork chops, things, or food going to be more expensive into 2026? The prices of meat going to still go up? Please let me know. Will meat still prices go up? Please let me know. Meat's going to be still going up. Price of meat going up, like beef and pork. Please tell me if beef and meat, the price going up for meat. Yes, meat. They're hoping for leadership, the government hoping that they will figure out a plan to keep the price of meat down. They want to keep the meat price down. They're trying to keep trying to find a father figure saying, why is the price of meat going up? Why? And they're trying to fix it. They want to try to fix it. The government wants to try to fix the prices of meat and food in general, meat, milk, coffee. They want to try to make the price go down and focus on, getting things better. They're trying. Courage. They're being courage is they're trying to be courage about and passionate about the prices of food going up. They're trying to be passionate and focus on trying to make the prices getting fair and better for people and won't be so expensive. They're trying to be compassionate about the prices of food being so expensive and costing a lot. They're trying to be compassionate about the price of food being so expensive. Not just meat, coffee, a bunch of things being very expensive. Yeah, and very hard. They're trying to find honesty, and because you don't know what's going to really happen. They're trying to be honest. They want people to be honest about the price of food going up. They want people not to, I hate to say the word, be shitty, lie about it. They want people to be honest about how much food's going to be coming, because they want the government to be honest with them, not sugarcoating things. They want them to be honest on the price of food's going to be going high. So price of food is going on high, and they want people to, they might have to do charity, they'll have to go to food banks and have to, people are going to have to go to food banks. I feel like they're going to go to food banks because food's going to be more expensive, beef, coffee, pork chops, meat, generally meat, coffee, milk, products are going to be more, soups, everything is getting more expensive, and food, there's going to be charity where people are going to have to go food pantries and help out, especially around the holidays. There's going to be a lot of charity, and also the self-discipline. They're going to have to discipline themselves. They're going to have to budget their food. They're going to have to make, budget their food, like see what they can live without it. You know, there's going to be certain foods they're not going to be able to buy anymore because the prices are going to be, people are going to have to be budgeting their food. You know, they can't be spending like $400. They're going to, or $300. They're going to have to budget their food. People are going to start budgeting in the food. What's the most important thing they can eat? Maybe they'll end up eating beans and rice, you know, and not eat the most expensive food, or pasta, and eat stuff that's less expensive, or like I said, go to food pantries, or you know, some people will have to go food stamps or something like that. So yeah, so that's how I feel, like, you know, they have to be disciplined themselves, not spend so much money on food, you know. All right, about the food prices are going to be going up, yes. Also, can you please tell me about Trump? I don't even want to talk politics, but you have to, like I said, there might be a two-part of this. If it depends how long. All right, Trump. How is his health? Please tell me about Trump's health. Is he going to be around for, you know, for the next running? Running. Is he going to be still alive, or is he going to pass on? You know, in the next term, is Trump going to still be alive, or is he going to pass out and die? You know, is it because of his health? Is his health deteriorating? Please, is his health deteriorating? Please tell me. Is his health deteriorating? Is his health deteriorating, Trump? Oh, two of them wanted. Oh, two of these. Well, when something shows, you do it. Is his health deteriorating, you know? Yep. Right. It says inner feelings. Yeah. He feels loved with people, even though he is getting sicker. You know, he knows there are people who like him, you know, and he cares about himself. He feels like some people love him and some people don't, but he feels like he's loved. And he also feels that there's opportunities, you know, once he, because after he passes away, he'll before he dies, he'll have new ventures. I think there will be other people looking after him after he passes, before he passes away. I think things are going to get, he'll have people will look out for him before he dies. You know, he'll have new saying, you know, and he'll be he thinks he's going to be alone before he dies. He doesn't want a lot of people around before he dies. He just wants to be alone. He doesn't want a big crowd to be around his house when he dies. He doesn't want to be with a lot of people before he dies. He want to be alone. He also hit over heart. He wants the truth to come out about his death. You know, I think about also, you know, what's going on with Einstein and the things. He wants the truth to come out about his health. His health's going to come out. The truth about his health, you know, that he's dying and he has all these health issues. The truth is going to come out. His mental, they'll find out his mental health is going to be told. People are going to find out the truth about his health, mental health. Path is revealed. Ask for help and learn. So he's going to have to ask for help. The vice president is going to have to help him out because his mental, you know, he's getting mental problems. So he's going to have to ask for help. Strangers compared in strangers' places, challenges. use your immigration. So he'll have to ask for strangers. He'll have to have strangers help him out, you know, because of his health. Maybe he'll have to have the vice president or Congress help him out because of his health. His mind isn't working. Or strange places, maybe he'll have to ask the Democrats to help, which he really doesn't want to, but he's going to have to. I'm going to say, I'm going to ask him, does he have Alzheimer's or dementia? Please tell me, does Trump have dementia or Alzheimer's? Please tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do another card. Does he have dementia? I like oracle cards too. Does Trump have dementia? Please tell me. Okay. Like I said, this is entertainment purposes. It says that he power play and untapped talent. He doesn't. His talent isn't getting better. He's losing steam. He's not getting better. His power is, he's insecure, lack of influence. He's very narcissistic. It says that on the bottom. He's narcissistic. And he's getting worse. His health is getting worse. His mental state is getting worse. He's insecure, getting insecure because of his choices. His mind's not working well. And it also says, creative block. He is blocked. His work is not going the way he wants. His mind is not going the way he wants. The way things are going with the Democrats in Congress isn't going the way he wants. Working with the Democrats, he's blocked. He's not doing the things that people want him to do, so he's blocked. And he's very selfish. He's self-centered. He cares about self. It says narcissistic here, and it says he's a very selfish person. He cares about what he wants. And he has anxiety because the doctors, I think, have told him he has Alzheimer's and his health is getting worse. And it also says that mental clarity back through. He's trying to get at new ideas and he's trying to get a sharper mind. Maybe that he's getting medicine to make his Alzheimer's not as bad. Dementia. So I think he's taking medicine to make his mind try to get better. But there's new conflict, there's conflict with him being in with his health and being with the Democrats. He's having conflict. He's fighting with the Democrats. He's not getting along with people in Congress, and also holding back. He's holding back, not telling anybody right now about his health. Even though his health is getting worse, he doesn't want people to know. He's making bad choices. He's saying things that he shouldn't he's risk-taking things that's going to get him in trouble, with that Einstein thing. And two more. A difficult path is being revealed. There's going to be a difficult path that he's going to be revealed. Like he's going to have to figure out. Sometime he's going to have to tell the truth about his health. It says a difficult path. He's going to have to tell people. He's going to have to tell them his health is not good. It sucks. So he's going to have to tell the truth. And he has to be now and tell them now before he passes away. So yeah, his health is getting worse. He doesn't want people to know. He wants to hide it. He's a narcissistic person. He's selfish. He doesn't care about other people, which isn't a surprise. But anyway, all right. I said, are we going to be? Is there going to be any wars? We're going to. Are we going to be in any wars in the future in 2026? Are we gonna is there are we gonna have go into any wars with any other country? Please tell us. Are we gonna be in any wars with any other country? Please tell me. I'm only three cards. It says we're gonna care about self-care. We'll only care about ourselves and unpaid debts. People, we're gonna have to pay people back for going to war. You know, we're in debt for spending money on weapons and gas, tanks and guns and stuff. So it's getting very expensive, and we're in debt when it comes to going to wars. When we go to wars to another country, it gets very expensive. We're spending a lot of money. And he's very into power. Trump right now, he's into, we're the best. We're the best. Who cares about anybody else about that? But it's being very exhausting, going over to other countries, and gets people tired, having people have their sons and daughters, our brothers, sisters, husbands, and wives, and so on, going over to another country and bomb them, exhaust people, makes us look bad. So, yeah, and it's very overwhelmed. People are very overwhelmed, the thought of going to war in 2026 or beyond. We're very overwhelmed. They're tired of it. We're stressed out, post-traumatic stress disorder when the people come back. So, yeah. So, self-worth, hustling, living beyond the means. Yeah, we don't have really the money anymore to go to war with any other country. It seems like it says we don't want to do it. We don't have the money. We don't have the willpower. So it says our money, the money is pretty much gone for going to war to any other countries for us to help out. Yep. Self-worth, living beyond the means. They might be obsessed by wanting to help out, but we don't have the money. It says we don't have the money to go and help any other country out if there's a war. We're tapped out, so we're pretty much screwed if we go to any war. Let me see if there's any other questions about that Epstein thing. Is that going to be coming out anytime soon? I'll use different color. Epstein, is that coming out anytime in 2026 or 27, please? Prediction, is there going to be more of that going to happen? Is things going to come out? Please. 4 cards. Eh. Okay. Please. People are enthusiastic about the thought of people getting to find out about Epstein and how he treated women and stuff, and the people who was involved. So he, people are confident that it's going to come out in their independence and courage that it's going to happen. So they think it's going to happen. They're hoping it will. They feel very overwhelmed when it comes out. People are going to be scared who they're going to find out who was involved at the Epstein, and maybe Trump is involved. They're going to be exhausted, though. They're tired of waiting and waiting and waiting for it to ever happen. And there's going to be conflict. People are going to try to stop it from coming out. People are going to fight them and say, no, we don't want the Congress or the government's going to try to stop it from coming out and say, we don't want that to know about it. We want harmony. But there are going to be people in teamwork who say, it's time. Enough is enough. What stalling? Let's get out and tell the truth about Epstein. Moon in Aquarius, be real. They want us to be real and not lie about it anymore. They want people to be honest about that. That's the Moon in Aquarius. They want people to be real and honest. They don't want anything to be sugar anymore about Epstein. I'm going to ask Did Trump know anything? He says, "Oh, I don't know." All right, did he know anything about Epstein? Because he's saying, "Oh, I'm not involved." Please tell me, was Trump, uh, you know, was he involved? Please tell me. Oh, two of them wants out, so I do it. It says yes, he was in an interest. He's stuck. His motion baggage. His baggage about the Epstein thing. He knew about it before he became president. Who wouldn't? He probably had his hand in the cookie jar, knowing about Epstein and all what was going on. He was involved in it. His unfinished business. He knew about it, and he's keeping quiet because he'd kick him out of the White House before his health is fading. But yeah, he's overwhelmed because he feels trapped. Like, he doesn't want people to know the truth about how involved he is. So yeah, he knows. And he's trying to be fearless and brave about it. And he has to think fast on his feet because he doesn't want to be kicked out and want people to, despise him even more, think less of him, because he wants to he has to think fast on his toes, even though his mind is going because of Epstein. He's gonna do some lying about it. Yeah, he thinks he thinks he can accomplish good things about they think that he can accomplish good things about the Epstein things. They think he's gonna think he's gonna develop. He's gonna try to make him this be like he's the saint. He's a good person, and he didn't know about it. And like, oh, it happened. He's gonna play the victim card, and these two cards are dream. The wonderful world is being. I'm not really sure what that means. Dream, the world is being big. I think he's just dreaming that he doesn't want it to come out, but the truth is finally gonna come out and bite him in the ass. Spirit has a plan. There's a plan that that it will come out, and he's gonna try to not wanting people to know the truth. He's gonna try to hide the truth. He's gonna try to find a plan. Spirit has a plan. The Spirit has a plan against Trump finding out the truth about Epstein. Yep, the truth is going to come out. He thinks he's fearless about it. He's stuck about it. They're gonna find out about it. And they know he has definitely knew about it. All right, I'm gonna ask two more questions because I don't want to try to make this too long about King Charles. Is he gonna pass on in, I guess, February or March or sometime in 2026 because of his health, because he's got cancer? Will he not make it? Will he pass on? Will he die? 1, 2, 3. It says that he's self-doubt, lack of self-awareness. He doesn't know. He feels like he's going to be punished, because he's sick and he's got all the disease and he's sick. Yeah. He's destructive. People are gonna find things about him before he passes on. People are gonna criticize him because of the way he treated Princess Di, and the way he treated his kids when he was young. He's gonna find out people aren't gonna like it, because he ignored his health before he should have. How there's some people. He knew he was sick, but I think he didn't do it ahead of time when you should. Like me, I'm the kind of person that if you're sick, you go to the doctor immediately. He just waited a while, and he criticized. He criticized. Himself. He was bored with the work he had to do. About working. He doesn't like being the king. He's not enjoying his time being king. He feels stuck. He doesn't want to be be the king because he's not feeling well. He feels sick. He feels stuck. He says it's not rewarding, because he's getting old and he's sick. It's not rewarding, when you have cancer, your body is going through all these things and he feels stuck. It's not any rewarding when you're dying. He's like staying home in bed or not doing too much, holding off, waiting. He's panicking because he knows he has a short time left. And wish comes true. He's wishing that that he and his sons will get together and get along before he does one, and he wants to die in luxury. It's kind of weird, but he wants when he passes away, he wants a nice funeral, wake funeral. So yeah, it doesn't say where. It just says he is. I'm gonna ask one more, and see if it clarifies. Will he die? And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So, and this is entertainment purposes. Will he die next year? In 2026. I'm doing 3 cards, and we'll leave it at that. If it doesn't tell me, it doesn't tell me. It says that he thinks it's unfair that he's sick, and he doesn't like feeling sick. He didn't want to die this way with cancer in his system, and he feels like it's a punishment. He feels like he's being punished for being sick and dying. Yeah, he feels like he's being punished, and he feels guilty about what he's done in the past with his life. He feels guilty, and also negative thoughts. He has negative thoughts knowing that he's dying and he's sick. And yeah. So he's trying to oh my God, it says he had an addiction to alcohol when he was younger. He drank a lot when he was younger, and he's trying to take medicine to make him live a longer life because he's dying. So he's taking medicine, trying to keep his life, him continuing through the 2026. So it doesn't say he's dying right then, but it says he will die eventually. It doesn't say when in 2026, but he is gonna die. He knows he's gonna die. He knows his health is thing. I'll ask this. Will Prince William become king in 2016? Maybe that will be a more easy question to ask and answer. Please tell me, will Prince William become king in 2026? I know that would mean Prince King. Confusion. They'll be confusing because of they don't know when King Charles is going to die, so they're going to have to wait. It might take a while for them to announce him to be King William because of him not really wanting to be king. This is confusing. He knows he'll be a brilliant king, but he's confused because he doesn't want to be king right away. He doesn't want to be king. He'd rather have his father do it because he wants to be with his kids. He wants to be with his wife. He doesn't want to be king right now. He'd rather wait a while, even though he knows he's been pumped to be king all his life, William. He really doesn't want it. He really doesn't. And he's caught a judgment because he doesn't know. He's not sure how he'd want to be king. Would he be like what his father was, being king, or his grandmother, or what? Or he'll do his own thing. So he's kind of confused at that. He's lost opportunities because he's he doesn't know what kind of opportunity he'd be being king, William, and he wouldn't, he doesn't have lack of the plan, right? He lack of a plan how he's going to become king, if he's going to be a good king. He's not the most positive person wanting to be king. He'd rather wait a while, and he lack of planning, so he doesn't have the best planning. Even compassion. He's going to be compassionate king, William. He's going to care about the people, Uh, he's going to be calm and nurturing and healing. And he's not going to be a harsh king. He's not going to be nasty like King Henry VIII was. He's going to be a nice to his people. So he's going to be a nice person. He might not know exactly how he wants to be a king when it's his time. And all right, is there anything else in 2026 or beyond we need to know, people? Please let us know in 2026 and beyond what's going to happen in the world. Please let us know. Liza Long, visions, distraction. There's going to be distraction. Maybe something happens with the government and there's distractions, with Trump being lack of long term. He's not going to be, it just says not lack of long term. Maybe he's not going to be the president for long term. He's going to have a short term in office. I feel like he's not going to have a long term in office, Trump. So, long term, lack of that. And also, there's endings begin. There's going to be a new ending. I think the vice president's going to take over because of health. His health is going to be fading. Maybe he'll leave before he dies. I think there's going to be a beginning transformation. There'll be another. The vice president will take over. I feel like he's going to take over. They say he's more creative, and he's a little bit better than Trump. They say, quote unquote, and they say he's like going to be a Prince Charming, or if he's not, they might find someone else to take the president's thing than the vice president. There might be a new person taking over who is charming and creative and is a Prince Charming. I think it might not be him. They might not want him, the vice president, to be the president coming. It might be someone else who's more charming and caring. And I also, there's going to be disharmony in the White House after Trump leaves. The Republicans won't be too happy about him leaving. They'll be like, the people who still like Trump are going to be disharmony and pissed off that Trump is left, That's what I feel. I feel like some people are going to be pissed off when Trump leaves because of his health. No, they don't. Or with Epstein, if they find out about Epstein, and there's going to be a different person who's going to be in the office. I feel like there's going to be another person in office. Might not be the vice president. Might be someone who people like. And maybe it'll be a Democrat. Maybe the House of Representatives is going to do that. I'm going to ask, is the House going to get in the next election, are we going to have a Democrat in the next election? Why not? Are we going to have a Democrat in the next election? Yes, we're going to have a next Democrats. Emotional balance. The person who, or if it might be an independent, this person's going to be compassionate, caring, who cares about people, and who's democratic and balanced, and is a supporter leader. The person who's going to take over for Trump or be the Democrat is going to be a good leader. He's going to be compassionate, and he's going to be good with our money. We're not going to be in debt anymore. We're going to be less in debt. Person, high standards. He's a high standards. He's not going to take any more. We're not going to end up. And the person's going to try to relax. He's not going to be as stressed out as Trump was. He's going to try to rest and take it easy. I think he's going to not be, you saw what Trump was like, being sick and stuff. This guy or girl, whoever is president, is going to be resting, retreating sometimes, and trying to get in better health. So, yeah, the next president is going to be a Democrat, a female male who's going to relax, is not going to be so stressed out like Trump was. So either male or female, and I think it's going to be a Democrat. So until my next reading, reading other subjects. Have a good day wherever you are, and take care and bye.